When I was younger, I genuinely thought movies were magic. I thought good filmmakers just knew something I didn't. Why did some videos feel nostalgic? Why did some make me anxious? Why could one random montage suddenly makes me want to change my life? Turns out it wasn't the camera. My obsession was the edit. So I gave myself a challenge. Using one single sequence I filmed, I'm going to recreate 7 decades of editing style in 7 separate edits. So today we are going to be using Envato's all-in-one creative asset toolkit. With the world's broadest stock catalog plus AI built right in, it allows me to streamline my creative workflow by providing all the assets I need in one place. Once I have everything, then I'll take them into Premiere and After Effects and begin the journey. We are gonna start with 1960s, and what came from that era was a sense of freedom. The 60s were restless, beautifully rebellious. People were questioning everything that had ever been handed to them. Politics, society, identity, the idea that life should look a certain way. It was the first time in a long while where a large number of people stopped accepting the world exactly as it was given to them. And filmmakers started doing something equally rebellious. Before the 60s, editing had one job: don't be noticed. Then came filmmakers like Godard. And they basically said, what if we try to stop trying so hard to control people? What if editing start to trust the audience? What if things didn't have to be smooth? So they started cutting in the middle of moment, in the middle of sentences. They removed the moments that traditionally connected scenes. They let things be awkward. What came out of it became known as a jump cut, because there is something strangely freeing about imperfection. A smooth edit tells your brain exactly where to go. A jump cut doesn't. It trusts you. It lets your mind wander. So I tried to recreate freedom, and my first attempt looked awful, genuinely awful. I kept watching it thinking, incredible, I have invented bad editing, because everything in me wanted to smooth things out, add transitions, make it polished, clean, aesthetic. But one thing I noticed, the more polished it became, the less free it felt. And that's when something clicked. Freedom doesn't feel perfect. Freedom feels unfinished, messy, unexpected, alive. So what I did, I started to remove things instead of adding them. Hard cuts, empty moments, shots held longer than they needed to be. I stopped trying to make it good and started trying to make it honest. And for the film texture, because grain matters more than people think. So for that, I used Envato's video templates to get the perfect grain for the 60s, not Instagram vintage. And eventually, I watched the final version back. This is Ayush, and there had to be a place somewhere for him to work. A place where work felt a little less like work. So, with nothing but a laptop, he went looking. The only question was, where? Off the back of the 60s, the freedom movement was always a pendulum swing into the anxiety of 1970s, because the 1970s was not exactly calm. Trust was breaking everywhere. Government were lying. Wars were ending but still living in people's nervous systems. Society felt uncertain, suspicious, like something important had shifted quietly and nobody knew how to talk about it yet. And movies started to feel like that too. If the 60s were about freedom, the 70s were about discomfort. Filmmakers stopped trying to comfort people. Instead, they tried to do something even more unsettling. They made people wait. So I tried to recreate it. And I immediately discovered that modern editing, including mine, is actually genuinely terrified of silence. So I started removing things. Less music, less movement, more emptiness, longer pauses, holding shots until my brain started asking, okay, why we are still here? And weirdly, that worked way too well. For the sound, I used Envato's music generation tool. I described what I needed: sparse, minor, restrained, like something is about to happen but doesn't. There had to be a place somewhere the ideas flowed more freely. The next place looked promising until it didn't. I might never find it, but I have to keep looking. The 80s arrived and epitomized excitement, maximum unrelenting stimulation. In 1981, MTV launched, and for the first time in history, editing itself became entertainment. Not something that served the story, not something invisible. The cut was what you were watching. The rhythm was the point, the energy was the content, and everything changed. Everything became louder, faster, more confident, more stylish.
Oh, Jane.
Wrong. Because just cutting fast doesn't feel exciting, it feels exhausting. My first attempt looked like someone handed editing software to a 9-year-old after too much sugar. Random cuts, zooms, chaos, and somehow impossibly still boring. How does something moving this fast still can feel dead? And then I realized what 80s understood better than almost any of the decade. Excitement is rhythm, not speed. Every cut landing with intention, every visual belonging to a beat, like the edit itself is dancing. The moment I started cutting with rhythm instead of just cutting fast, something woke up. For the visual language, I went deep into Envato's motion graphics library, era-accurate 80s title cards, bold typography, neon palettes, glow effect that hit like a drum, things that couldn't have built from scratch in a reasonable time frame but felt exactly right the moment they dropped onto the timeline. Inspiration could be anywhere. Maybe this was it. Too loud, too crowded, too boring, not yet. Keep moving. Nope, not it. I'm off. At the end of the excitement era, there were 90s and undertones of nostalgia.
No nací para doblarme, yo nací para guerrear.
But the 90s weren't trying to feel nostalgic, not at the time. Nobody living through the decade knows they are trying to create future nostalgia. They are just living. And the 90s had very specific feeling. Everything was imperfect, messy, human, slightly broken at the edges. People were exhausted by things looking too polished, too manufactured, too clean. Music changed, fashion changed, movies changed.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
So for nostalgia, I knew exactly where to begin. I stripped things back, made shots feel slightly imperfect, pulled color away, added texture, let movement linger. And something weird happened. The footage stopped feeling present, it started feeling remembered, which is such a strange thing to say for something that I filmed recently. We don't remember life exactly as it happened. We remember the feeling, the warmth, the parts we have softened without realizing. I used the mask tool to show the different versions of me. I used Envato's video generation tool to get the reference of 90s style of shots in widescreen, because the 90s used widescreen as a statement, a signal that what you are watching mattered. And for the texture, I pulled film overlays and color tools to build something that felt remembered rather than recorded. chaos of 2000 was something everyone saw it coming. We still edit like this. The slow pace of 90s had worn thin, and like tigers out of cage. Everything became faster, louder, bigger. The internet arrived properly. Every second needed energy, every moment needed impact. Quick cuts, sound effects, aggressive pacings, stimulation on top of stimulation. And the weird thing, most modern editing is basically 2000 with slightly cleaner fonts. So I thought chaos, easy, just cut fast, add transitions, add sound effects, destroy attention span, done. And for the second time in this video, I was completely wrong. My first attempt just felt loud, fast, annoying. It didn't feel chaotic emotionally. It just felt like someone had accidentally discovered keyboard shortcuts. Then I started noticing what 2000s edit actually did. Everything moved with pressure. Every cut demanded attention. Nothing rested. No silence, no space, no breath to think between moments. And that's when I realized why this decade feels so familiar. Because this is what modern brains feel like. Always consuming, always switching, always processing, never resting. For the sound design, I went through Envato's sound effects library properly. Impact sounds, transition hits, whooshes and whatnot. I'm off. Strangely, 2010 ushered the feeling of loneliness, which is not what I expected from a decade most people remember as exciting. But the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. Because the 2020s gave us everything. Smartphones in every pocket, social media connecting billions, the ability to share your life in real time with anyone on earth, and somehow people got lonelier. The editing of this decade reflected that perfectly, even if nobody was talking about it directly. When every moment is optimized for an audience, you stop actually living the moment. So again, I tried to recreate that. My very first instinct was to make it look beautiful and feel empty. Perfect color grade, careful composition. The kind of edit that should feel warm but doesn't quite reach you. The trick was realizing the loneliness wasn't ugly, it was gorgeous. I used Envato's LUT and color tools to get that specific 2010s warmth, the teal orange grade, the slightly faded highlights, the look that was everywhere between 2012 and 2018 on every travel channel and lifestyle creator on the planet. That palette is immediately recognizable, and because it is so recognizable, it carries the motion without me having to explain it. I'm off. I feel like 2020 was about hope. Maybe that is just me, because after freedom, anxiety, excitement, nostalgia, chaos and loneliness, something softer felt necessary. And the 2020s, despite everything, have a strange relationship with hope.
We have a new name for the virus.
Because a lot happened, a lot continues to happen, and underneath all of it, there's a generation that keeps creating anyway. Editors are learning how to rotoscope in a matter of minutes. Tools are getting so intuitive that they can predict your style and movement, so in order to remain ahead of the curve, we as editors have to evolve our style and our skill set. For a visual layer, I used Envato's motion template to help tell my story dynamically, while using my new rotoscoping skills to combine layers of footage and add depth to my scene. Hello ChatGPT.
Hey there! What's on your mind today? Are we diving into some creative ideas or something else?
I'm feeling so uninspired.
That can happen. Sometimes when we focus too hard on finding inspiration, it has a way of hiding.
Then where should I look?
Not every bit of inspiration will come from a screen. Sometimes it's just waiting beyond it. All right, off you go. Take care on that search. I'll catch you later when you're back.
7 decades, 7 emotions, same footage, different reality every time. And at some point of this experiment, it stopped feeling like a technical challenge and it started feeling like something entirely different. I used to think filmmaking was magic. I don't think that. I think it's just one person trying to make another person feel something true. And sometimes when the cuts land right, when the silence is exactly long enough, when the texture, the rhythm and the pace all line up at once, it works. And that is the closest thing to magic we actually have. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments your favorite era of editing and if you have found any Envato assets that you would love to use in your edits.